guys. Lain pagan guys. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillah.
Some footage was never meant to be seen. From eerie whispers and unexplained noises to Ouija board sessions spiraling into chaos, these clips capture raw, disturbing encounters that defy explanation. They're not pranks, not staged scares, just chilling moments caught on camera, and once you see them, you won't forget them. A CCTV camera captured a terrifying moment when a woman walked into her kitchen and immediately realized something was wrong. Objects around her began moving on their own, and even the cooker appeared to turn on as if controlled by an unseen force.
Calma, gente, é só não ter medo, é só não ter medo, é só não ter medo, só não ter medo, vale-me Nossa Senhora.
You could see the fear in her eyes as she froze, trying to understand what was happening. This wasn't just a quick or harmless incident. The activity continued, making it clear something was controlling the space. And whatever that was, it really shook the entire environment that night. A CCTV camera inside a couple's home captured the moment they were encouraging their young child, who was learning to stand on his own. Then, out of nowhere, something took hold of the child, and what happened next was deeply disturbing. Even the family dog was visibly startled by what it witnessed.
Where's that? Oh my God.
The parents' reaction in that moment is a raw reminder of just how differently people respond when pure fear takes over. A YouTuber named Ellis and her friends receive a random message claiming a package has been delivered, but the tracking number includes something unsettling: 666. Curious, they head to the mailbox to check it out. What they find inside is a brand new Ouija board.
Okay guys, so we are on our way to the mailbox. Dylan is scared as heck, but me and Dana want to check what's in the mailbox.
I swear if something bad happens to us, this is gonna be your fault. We're all gonna...
Nothing bad's gonna happen. Okay guys, so we are at the mailbox right now, and we're gonna open and see what's inside. Which one is it? F. Is that one? What is that? What is that? Oh, crumble?
Hell nah. I'm out.
Despite being clearly nervous, they decide to take it inside and use it anyway. Almost immediately after opening it, strange things begin happening. Objects nearby start moving, making the situation even more unsettling. Still, they begin the session. At first, nothing seems serious until the planchette starts moving on its own. It slowly begins to spell out a name: Anna, Bella. The group quickly panics, realizing what that name could be connected to.
I want to ask what her or his name is. Okay. Whoever is talking to us, what is your name? Is it? Oh my God. A-N. N? What is it? N?
Anna?
Anna? Wait,
Like
Anna from
Anna and
Frozen?
Elsa? B?
B. E.
Oh my God.
Bro, there's no way. L. Bella? Anna. No. Weren't we just watching Annabelle?
Dude, we were. Stop. No.
As they continue asking questions, the responses become more disturbing, at one point suggesting that someone could be next because she offended the ghost.
Okay, let's just keep going. Okay.
No. Why would you want to keep going?
We're already here. We can't just end it. Like, we have to talk to her now.
Then let's end it. I don't want to talk to her.
We have to keep going.
I don't want to talk to that crusty ass dog.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we gotta ask to forgive it. To forgive me.
Do you forgive Dion?
No.
Delia, why would you say that?
That's when everything spirals out of control. They begin shouting, accusing each other, and trying to stop the session entirely.
Her? You literally just. Oh my. Bro, stop.
You literally just caught her in it.
What? It moved! My liar! Liar!
Now, there might be debates as to whether this is real, but the escalation feels pretty convincing. At exactly 1 a.m., a woman named Mikai was suddenly awakened by unsettling sounds coming from outside her door. A woman's voice shouting in distress. Terrified and unsure of what to do, Mikai hesitated and couldn't bring herself to open the door. Two days later, at the same time, the strange sounds returned. This time, they were louder and accompanied by heavy banging on her door. Gathering her courage, Mikai decided she couldn't ignore it any longer. She slowly approached the door and, despite her fear, chose to open it. What she saw was deeply disturbing. A creepy, witch-like woman with long black hair crouched right in front of her in a strange, animal-like posture. The figure's presence was both eerie and overwhelming, leaving Mikai frozen in shock. Instinctively, she slammed the door shut and immediately called the authorities. However, when help arrived and they inspected the area, there was no sign of anyone. No footprints, no evidence, nothing at all to explain what she had seen. This woman's reaction shows us what happens when fear and the unexplained collide, leaving behind questions that have no clear answers. It started right after the house was blessed. Every other night, like clockwork, the security camera in the living room flickers to life around 2 a.m. A single strange orb appears, glowing, deliberate, moving through the empty darkness as if it owns the place. It doesn't drift like dust or float like an insect. This one glides with purpose. Circling the room slowly, sometimes pausing as though watching the sleeping family. Then it vanishes, only to return 2 nights later at the same hour. The owner captured it on 2 different videos. No windows open, no fans running, no one is awake. Just this unnatural light that began its visits the moment the blessing was complete, almost as if something was angered or invited. Night after night it returns, patient and silent, refusing to be cleansed away. Whatever was pushed out by the holy water and prayers didn't leave. It simply learned how to hide from daylight, and now it waits in the witching hour. If a blessing couldn't stop it, what exactly is this orb, and how long before it stops being satisfied with just being watched? A YouTuber decides to revisit something he hasn't touched in 5 years, a Ouija board. She says it's been sitting beside his nightstand the entire time, untouched, covered in dust, until now.
Ouija board. Now, I've not played with the Ouija board in 5 years. Last time I played with this was when I was 15, dude. That's crazy. I've literally had it sitting behind my nightstand for the past 5 years, and I've not touched it. I literally took it out covered in dust. So what we're gonna do is practically end up breaking all of the rules. Let's see how this goes. I might bricks.
The moment she places her fingers on it, she already feels uneasy. Are there any spirits here? Almost immediately, it responds.
Is there any spirits there?
She freezes. What's your name? The board struggles to answer. N.A. He hesitates, but it continues anyway.
So lightheaded just from that. Oh my god, jeez. What's your name? N. A. Is that it? N.A.? No answer?
Then the question comes, are people scared of you? Yes. Why? When did you people? The answer, 1934. How many? 13.
Did you people? One. Oh sh. 9. 3. 4. 1934?
Now something shifts. Her breathing gets heavier. She says a wave of lightheadedness takes over her entire body.
I literally, like, a wave of just lightheadedness took over my were you ever caught? Okay, so no one knows. Are you a man or a woman? A.
Then, something physical happens, a burning sensation across her back, sharp, unexpectedly. So, the question comes again, are you in the room with me right now? Yes.
Are you in the room with me right now? Ow. I just got this like burning sensation in my back. I don't know if it's because I'm slouching too much. Can you see me right now?
Moments later, the planchette moves again, slightly, without her trying. That's enough. She ends it immediately. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Why did it move on its own? Did you just move the planchette to 6? Oh. No, goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. No. I went to the bathroom real quick, and I decided to look at my back. This is, keep in mind, like 20 minutes after I filmed that part. Look, I don't even... Like, this whole part is bright red. It just looks irritated. That's when I...
So here's the question. Was this just his mind creating patterns out of fear, or did something answer her and leave just enough behind to make him question it? We can never know the answers to that question. Only time will tell. During heavy traffic on a busy road, something strange was caught on camera. A ghostly figure was seen walking calmly through the cars, as if it didn't exist in the same physical space. Drivers and onlookers were left confused and unsettled. The figure moved clearly between vehicles, unaffected by noise, lights, or people. It simply passed through. At first, many thought it was a trick of the light or a camera glitch. However, when the footage was checked again 13 hours later, the figure was still there. This ruled out any temporary distortion, leaving behind a chilling mystery that no one could easily explain. A group of YouTubers attempt to communicate with a spirit they believe is named Mama, but what they end up encountering might be something else entirely. At first, the session seemed normal. They ask simple questions, trying to confirm if anything is actually there. Then, the board begins responding.
So, is this Mama?
The internet says you're dangerous, is that true? We personally don't believe that, but that you're dangerous, but still.
What can you do?
That's all it does, is smell me.
Things quickly take a strange turn when the entity starts giving unusual answers, like responding with 0 when asked basic questions. At first, they laugh it off, but then the tone shifts. The board begins spelling something far more unsettling. Zozo.
What does 0 no mean? It means Zozo?
If you've seen other Ouija board videos, you've probably heard that name before, and it's rarely associated with anything good. The group continues anyway, asking it to prove its power. Surprisingly, it seems to correctly guess a number one of them is thinking of. That's when things start to feel less like a joke. They try again, but this time, the entity struggles or refuses to answer. The energy in the room becomes awkward and tense, as if whatever they're talking to is becoming unpredictable.
He only does that to him.
You gotta think really hard? What is he doing?
Well, maybe because he's not.
Well, still, it may... Remember, Michael wasn't touching it and knew what Michael wanted most out of the world. What number 1 to 50 is Kevin thinking of, if you're so powerful a mind reader? Okay, my arm's getting sore. Are you thinking?
I'm not sure if this was real, but the shift from joking to uneasy feels pretty genuine. A group of YouTubers, Sam and Kobe, attempt a late-night Ouija session, but things take a turn before they even get real answers.
But first, we need to find our way into the house before we can explain why we're doing this.
Carl never said Ouija board.
We always surprise Corey! Okay. This is actually the reason why we're doing this overnight video.
Yes, and they have no idea, especially Corey. If you guys haven't seen any of the other overnight videos, Corey's absolutely afraid of anything paranormal.
Last week we got this cross.
Yes.
This is how.
Wait, he's holding up a cross.
Oh, oh my god. If you want to know the entire story, like with all the detail and stuff like that, our video's out, so just go check it out. It's called Exploring Satan's Castle, but we'll give you a little bit of a rundown.
We didn't actually think it was still a satanic worshiping area. However, right as we were about to leave, two people went to the top of the castle, started raising this exact cross upside down, mumbling out over a valley. They looked straight at us and through.
Not long into the session, they hear something. At first, it's subtle. Then it happens again. One of them immediately points out something important. The sound didn't come from outside. It came from inside the house. They pause the session and try to make sense of it.
I heard that.
You could easily just like hide out in a closet or something that doesn't have any windows and no one will find us. No one will even see our lights. What do you think we should do?
Here's what I would say we do. I say we get up from outside, we go upstairs, we do our little Ouija board thing, and then we leave.
No, I'm going, Corey. Wait, okay guys, how about this then? Let's go back over for 15 minutes, back to our house, figure out if no one calls the cops, then come back here and not turn on the light until we're in a closet that has nothing, and then we can do whatever we want.
Good game plan. Let's do it.
Let's do it. That way we don't...
Another noise follows, louder this time. Now they're convinced they're not alone. They start debating what's actually happening. Neighbors? Someone outside? But the timing doesn't add up.
Guys, I want to say that in front of them.
What?
And you and Aaron were already up at the front.
What happened?
You didn't see the guy in the driveway?
No.
There was a guy in the driveway that was halfway through.
He was in his car and he was pulling down this driveway. You and Aaron were looking down by the pool. He then got out of his car and then started walking. I was like, hey, yes. Yeah.
Our plan would be fine. So if someone called the cops, then they'd be here within a few minutes. And if they don't come, then obviously no one called it and we'll be safe.
Video surveillance, so it's like they're not
Yeah,
gonna
there's
be...
no electricity. There's no way that we get caught.
30 minutes and then go back.
Yeah.
They claim the noises only started the moment they began moving, almost like someone or something was waiting. Then comes the realization that changes everything. There's two people out there. If that's true, then this isn't just paranormal. It could be real people, watching them, waiting. They considered going back to continue the session, but quickly shut that idea down.
No? We're gonna have to give it even longer than what we gave it the first time.
They must have been waiting there the whole time because we had no lights on when we went up there. And as soon as we started moving, that's when we heard the voices.
What if they were inside, just on the side of the house, on like the right side?
I don't know, dude. They have...
Well, their driveways are connected. What are we gonna do with this?
Well,
We didn't get many answers.
we didn't.
Comment down below what you should do with this cross. Keep it, do another video, try to figure out some more
So
answers.
we're not going back there tonight.
No, dude, there's two people out there. We can't. Even when we waited here for 30 minutes, there were still people that like literally caught us probably 20 minutes later. We hope you enjoyed that video. Big thank you to Corey, Aaron, Jake for going along with that intro.
Even after waiting nearly 20 to 30 minutes, they refused to go back. Whatever or whoever they heard, it was enough to end the night completely.